In the back touchdown. Hey everybody, welcome to Angels Podcast. I am Jamal, and please go ahead and hit that like button as soon as you get through the door. Got a very important, informative show tonight. We're going to talk about, you see it on the screen. You see it on the screen. So please hit the like button so we can get some more people in here. Got a good one for you tonight. Let's get this shared out to the public. Boom. So yeah, if you're in the building and you can hear me, please hit the like button so we can get started with this show tonight. We're gonna talk about it. Before we get into that, let's get into a little bit of this Friday night, man. Please make your way out, come out and support your high school football team. That is the Andrews Yellow Jackets, and they're gonna be taking on Waccamaw, and it's gonna take place this Friday night at Weber Riles Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. And for all the people out of town, you will be able to catch it live, stream live here. And if anybody has a business and you want to sponsor the live stream, now, of course, you haven't seen it yet, so you'll see it. And just know you're welcome in the future when we get ready to broadcast in that manner again to thing. But again, this Friday night, the Jackets take on Waccamaw Warriors, and this will give us the unofficial county title. In other words, we have taken out every high school in the county of Georgetown. Also coming up, I should have did a reading before I put this up here, but Kidogo Farms has an event, presents a race around Georgetown camping weekend. Weekend special guest Gullah Geechee chef BJ Dennis, and this is going to take place October 6th through the 9th, 2023, and it's $200 to enter. This will be on my page here. Some of the sponsors are the South Carolina State University, um, South Carolina Agricultural Department. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be a fun event. For more information, please reach out to Kidogo Farms. Uh, email them at info Kidogo, Kidogo Farms at Kidogo, excuse me, not farms, just Kidogo at gmail.com for any questions, or visit them on their website at www.kidogofarms.com/Geechee Camp Tour. Check it out. Check it is out. Again, apparently nobody can hear me because the like button hasn't been hit yet. Or maybe let me take the that pay requirement on the like button off. Let me take that off, that pay button. Take that off. All right, I just blew the pay button up. So that means that you can get on there and hit the like button, and it won't cost you anything at this point right here. All right. And it's going to be free for the next couple hours. So take advantage of the free like button. Be sure and smash that. All right. Once again, I'm going to shout out my friend, Miss Gracie Coakley, who will be celebrating her 80th birthday. And this is going to take place at Ebenezer Baptist Church, Ebenezer Baptist Fellowship Hall, 1270 Martin Luther King Drive in Andrews, South Carolina. And this is again October 7th at 2 p.m. So, boom, boom. boom, 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 boom. All right. What else we got coming up? Football, got that. Um, what else did we have? I had something else. Let me switch over to this thing right here. Something else I wanted to talk about before we get into the to what we getting into tonight. And we're gonna be talking about you see the title there, what is creative policing? Uh and I wanted to get into this topic because again, it's season. And if you are as old as I am, you've heard a time or two. What is this? Oh, Hurricane Idalia. That's old. You've heard politicians make promises. The war on drugs started back in 1970 under Richard Nixon, 71 under Richard Nixon, when he declared the drug problem in America to be public enemy number one. And here we are in 2023, and the war continues. But there's a lot of different layers to that war that doesn't get talked about, right? And there's a layer to this war that's going on now that I think tonight a bunch of you will come away from this saying, "Man, I did not know that. I had no clue about that." And of course, you hear now in the news everybody talking about fentanyl and how powerful it is, and you can see on the screen right there, where it says a lethal dose of fentanyl is, you could put it on the head of a pin almost. Did it do? Let me get back over to this page here. And so, yeah, I just wanted to take I wanted to do. I want to counteract what I consider to be politician spin or naive, or just plain out misleading. Okay, so whenever politicians tell you that they're gonna do this stuff with drugs, it's because of a lack of information. And you see on the screen right there a lethal dose of fentanyl. You see, in comparison to the penny, it is pretty much nothing. And this is one of the big issues in Georgetown County, South Carolina, is fentanyl. So let's take a little time right here. Let's take a little time again. The pay button, I did remove the paywall from the like button. So again, nobody's taking advantage of that free like button there. But anyway, just stick here, and I'm still going to share the information to share with you. And it's all factual and actual. And you can always, and I encourage you to research what it is I am telling you. Okay. Not, do not take it with yeah, just use you know what I mean? Use your God given instincts and do a little research. But all right, so let's talk about this fentanyl right here, because I think the biggest problem, and this is my opinion, is the education part. I think there are a lot of myths about who's doing fentanyl, why they're doing it, and this whole new drug crisis that we find ourselves in. And I say new because although crack is still, haunting communities throughout the United States, this new beast, this fentanyl, is that's the monster. That is the one it's killing people. Okay. I mean, not only is it, I mean, it's ruining and killing people. Okay. And so again, there's a lot of information about this thing that I think that's why it's able to spin out of control the way it has, because we've been looking at drug problems and looking at the drug on how to fix these problems, and we've been operating out of just, in my opinion, sheer pure ignorance. All right, so let's watch this little video right here real fast, and then we'll keep this process going tonight. The education piece of this thing. Let's get to it. Dun, dun, dun,
Fentanyl is a highly potent opioid. It's at least 50 times more potent than heroin. People are being exposed to fentanyl without knowing it. And because it's so highly potent, people are dying at unprecedented rates. What's happened in the United States is fentanyl has entered into all these different parts of our drug supply, including the heroin supply. Cocaine, for example, have increasingly been tainted with fentanyl. Pills that are sold on the street that might look like regular prescription pills are very often fake counterfeit pills that have been made with fentanyl in them. Someone experiencing an overdose will have this decrease in breathing, might lose consciousness, might start to turn blue or pale, and within a few minutes can die.
This is fair use. I'm using this video for educational purposes. Fair use.
Narcan is sprayed up the nose, which is very easy for people to administer. It's safe, it's effective. There's virtually no downside to doing so. It's a critical tool that I encourage everybody to carry with them, to have in their homes so that they can act quickly if they need to. From 2019 to 2021, overdose deaths among 10 to 19-year-olds in the United States more than doubled. In pediatrics, we're not used to our young, healthy patients suddenly dying from things like overdoses, but it's increasingly.
I hope you guys are watching these pictures. These are not your typical or your stereotypical, I should say, drug addict that these people holding pictures up of that have died from the use of fentanyl.
Become a reality for so many of us who practice right now. I have had patients die. I've had patients whose family members have died, and all of these people are children, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, family members, and they're all loved. And these deaths are often unexpected and tragic.
And that is definitely playing out in Georgetown County. Okay. So much so that here are some numbers that I did this a while back. This whole I did this whole thing on this before, and the reason why I did that thing on fentanyl before is because the sheriff of Georgetown County had some panels across the county to address the fentanyl crisis in Georgetown County, right? And so they had these panels that took place. One took place in Pawleys Island, okay, over there where they do that creative policing with the with parking the vacant cars out and parking in Georgetown County. Pawleys Island is doing the policing with Georgetown County vehicles, but over in that area they did that, and then they did a seminar in Georgetown. And my question was, well, why did they not do it in other parts of Georgetown County? Okay, of course I got no answer for that, but nonetheless, fentanyl is still killing people, right? And now here are some numbers from Georgetown County. Let's look at this. All right. Here are the 10 counties with the highest rate of fentanyl overdose death per 100,000. This is a recent. At number 10, McCormick County. So that's 31.8 people per 100,000 that died from fentanyl. Charleston, 33.2. Kershaw County and there's Georgetown County, which is interesting because Georgetown comparably, and you do a population comparison, that those numbers are scarier compared to a place like Charleston. Okay, Charleston County, I should say, not just Charleston, not the city of Charleston, but Charleston County. Okay, let's finish this list out. Number 6 is Greenwood. It's up in the upstate. Number 5 is Horry County. You think about where Horry County is in relations to Georgetown County. Number 4, Lancaster. Number 3, Lawrence County, again, upstate. Number 2, Dillon. And number 1, Jasper County. So you got 68.4 people in Jasper County per 100,000 dropping dead from overdose of fentanyl. Okay. Now let's look at this chart right here, which is, here are the counties with the highest rates of opioid hospitalization rates given per 100,000. And as you can see at the top of the list is Georgetown County, number 2, McCormick County, number 3, Colleton, number 4, Horry, number 5, Dillon, number 6, Williamsburg, number 7, Florence, number 8, Darlington, number 9, Rural County, and number 10 is not listed. Now, what stands out about this list right here is there's a lot of heroin, a lot of fentanyl being consumed on the coast of South Carolina. And when I say the coast, you're looking at Georgetown, Horry, Williamsburg, which is right there to Georgetown County, Florence County, which is right there to Horry County, Darlington, which is right by Florence, and Marlboro, which is right by Darlington. That's a lot of fentanyl being used. Now, the question is, why isn't anything being done about it? Why? What kind of creative policing could be done to counteract this? Well, one of the things is, why are people, what caused this craze? What caused this opioid craze in the United States? And some of you already know, right? This little doll right here, okay? This little Oxycontin doll. Because there was a time in this country where the pharmacies, Purdue Pharma created Oxycontin and pretty much had the whole United States hooked on heroin. Not the whole 90, but doctors overprescribed. A great series on Netflix right now is called Painkillers. I would even though Netflix ain't paying me to do this, but yeah, I would definitely encourage you to go over and watch the series Painkillers. And it'll put more context on what I'm saying here tonight. It'll kind of tie everything together, because this is like, if you I'm about to use a movie reference right here. So if you've never seen New Jack City, you won't get this reference, but it's bigger than me, Nino. Okay. It's bigger than Nino Brown. You understand what I'm saying? It's bigger than Nino Brown. And if you go watch this Netflix series that I'm telling you about, you'll see that it's bigger than Nino Brown. But let's keep it going, because here's the interesting thing about fentanyl in South Carolina. Let's keep that thing, because a lot of you say, well, why don't they just lock the people up? Well, what a lot of you don't know is that fentanyl just recently became illegal in South Carolina. And you don't believe me? Well, you don't have to. All you got to do is just go over to sc.gov and go check out what Governor Henry McMaster is saying about the fentanyl. Okay, because up until this year, it was not illegal to traffic fentanyl in the state of South Carolina. As long as this has been a problem, given what's going on at the southern border. Okay, this draws out to geopolitical politics is what this is all about. Okay, the influx of fentanyl, and it's just the degradation of the American society from outside forces. But that's a whole nother topic that we can get into. And so here you're looking at, and it says here from August 1st, 2023, Columbia, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster's was joined today by Lieutenant Governor Pamela Yvette, state and local law enforcement officers, state solicitors, and members of the General Assembly for a ceremonial bill signing of H.3503, fentanyl trafficking, which adds fentanyl related substances to the list of Schedule 1 controlled substances and creates the felony offense of trafficking fentanyl in of trafficking in fentanyl, excuse me. It also creates increased penalties for trafficking in fentanyl compared to other drugs and establishes minimum sentences. Now, this is a good job. Give it up. Bing, 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 bing. That's a good job. But the question is, what took so long? How many people had to die? Okay. Through this legislation, we provide law enforcement and prosecutors with valuable tools to keep these drug dealers behind bars, helping to combat the unprecedented flood of fentanyl crossing the southern border and entering our communities, said Governor Henry McMaster. Going forward, we must continue to crack down on criminals within South Carolina by strengthening our bond reform bill and enhancing penalties for illegal gun possession, effectively closing the revolving door once and for all. And I thought that maybe people would learn this with crack, and that, you know, locking them up, throwing away the key is not going to resolve the problem. There's a lot of sick people out here, and their brains have literally been rewired because of the drugs. Now, a lot of the folks that I've actually interviewed, you can go on Welcome to Andrew the podcast on Spotify, and you'll find an old interview that I did with a young man who was addicted to heroin, and he talks about how he ended up being addicted to ended up on heroin. Fascinating story. But it, again, the stereotypical drug addict, you know what I mean? That he was not that perfect gentleman. And in his situation, he had a situation with migraine headaches, and he ended up being overprescribed. Which, again, go watch that series on, and then come back and tell me if you after you hear that, then you understand why I when politicians say the things that they say, it's just it that you're getting into the fear mongering. You want to scare people, you know what I mean, and you want to give them a false sense of hope. Oh yeah, I can do this. I can do that. First, you need to learn what the branches of government are and your role in those branches of government, because coming in the door sounding like a dictator does not fly well, and people need to understand that, how dangerous that is. Okay, to tell somebody, oh well, you can fix this problem. Of course, you in at this point then. Okay, and then we can move from number one in Georgetown County, where people ended up in the hospital from this drug that, again, by the way, was just made illegal here in the last couple months. Okay, that's another one of my, things, is that we're not as informed as we pretend to be a lot of times, and we just, we go off of what we think and how we feel, and it's just, it makes things worse, because unintentionally, as well intentioned as we are, tend to spread misinformation because we don't do the little research that's required. And what's crazy about it is that you got one of the most powerful research tools in your hand at all times. You're looking at me on it right now. And Download Chat GPT and start and enhance your life. Okay, it'll help you out. All right. Oh, I wanted to share this with you right here about just going on with the point that this just became illegal. Again, we are so focused on so many other things, but we don't go to school board meetings. We don't go to county council meetings. We don't do none of this stuff until it becomes a problem in our lives. And then we want hell and earth to move so that we can, but that's why y'all tune in to Welcome to Andrews the podcast, and that's why y'all ain't hit the like button, because you're sitting here and you're consuming this information, and you're just being a jerk at this point because you don't want to hit the like button. But it's okay, because I'm gonna still deliver this, because it ain't about me and the like button. Although it feels good when I get a like or two. But anyway. All right. And so here is some more information on this fentanyl crisis that we find ourselves dealing with. And what this says here is just, and I looked this up. Is possession of fentanyl a felony in South Carolina? Fentanyl dealing and trafficking is now key word right there. Small word, but a big word. Now has major consequences in South Carolina. So before, it didn't have major consequences in South Carolina. So again, I'm not saying that you can't do the things that you claiming that you can do. What I'm saying is that the laws in place aren't conducive to that. There's a bigger thing going on here, and if we can get these, we need more community involvement, more community-based drug programs, more focused on really helping these individuals. I know it's hard sometimes to see a drug addict as somebody as sick, because you think, oh well, this is a choice. They're making a choice, and you're saying this looking through your eyes. Okay, you don't understand the chemical. I mean, the actual chemical, physical change that happens to your brain when you come across these powerful drugs that are designed for one thing: maximum addictivity. Is that a word? I just made it up. Anyway, okay. But and so that is, it's important to understand that. But and it says here again, a new law makes it a felony to knowingly possess fentanyl or fentanyl related substances, which seems to be a loophole right there. To knowingly, if you can prove you didn't know, I don't know. But anyway, and this was published August 2nd of 2023. So yeah. So this has been a problem for many years. And so that is my point in that. So when I hear things like creative policing, that's just like any of these other new words they're making up now. Like just words matter. And so we need to be careful in the way we use them. And that includes me too. So Georgetown County has a Georgetown. Let me find this thing right here. Let me get on this right here. And I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna present it to you, and you be the judge. Somebody get in the comment section and tell me how this makes any sense, what I'm about to share with you. Tell me, how does this make sense? And all of you, so check this out, y'all. Let me change up something real fast. Let me change up something real fast. I'm not gonna be on here much longer, guys. Just hang in there for a minute. Obviously can't get a like for nothing in the world. So hit the damn hate button and hit the dislike button. Just pretend it doesn't. You know what I mean? Okay, guys, you see this building behind me, and this building has been the source of conversation and debate and misinformation. And oh my God, I gotta love, but God damn. So this building has been the topic of conversation. There are a lot of half truths, which are lies, quarter truth, which are lies, and then there's the facts. There's the documents and all this other good stuff. But what's going on in Georgetown County right now is there's $3 million. It's probably going to be more than that now, given time and cost and all that good stuff. Thank you. That the Georgetown County Council could not, because they are so loving of the people of Georgetown County and Andrews. Money is sitting on the table to finish this building right here. That's who responsible for that building. Georgetown County, right? But they love the people of Georgetown County so much that they decided, well, no, we can't give the people of Andrews a new town hall that could really help to, help the town out as far as becoming that new center of commerce. You know what I mean? Just a symbol of growth and progress in the town. Nope, couldn't do that. That's too hard, right? We got to stop that know-it-all mayor who's over there fighting for the town of Andrews, and everything is trying to get everything for Andrews. Okay. No, we can't do that. But what we will do, if the sheriff who asks us for something, right, for more money, for more officers, and he just lost another officer drinking and driving in the county vehicle. With Scott Harper, you do no follow-up on that. And you did say something that was interesting, but I bet you won't do it. Ask that question that you asked the mayor. It was a very good question that you should probably ask your county council members or the county administrator. And the question was, why don't they just put the money up and then see Andrews in court later? It's because they know that's why it's been in court for 2 years. If Andrews was wrong, I promise you, this would have not seen 2 years in court. This would have been up quick. So now it's let's delay, let's make the people of Andrews suffer. We've got this money, okay? The county has this money to do this. And you want to know how I know they got this money? Well, here's how tone deaf they are. They got the money, and this is coming from, okay, of course, the mouthpiece of Georgetown County, Garbage and Beyond, right? Back on that, because here it is again. The county council approves funding source for new $67 million building. Detention center. Now, what's interesting about that, guys, is the fact that has went up almost $20 million, because the first bid was like $45 million where they wanted to, but they found $22 more million to throw on top of that project. And you mean to tell me there's not $3 million somewhere? Of course it's there, because he collected $41 million off the 1 cent penny sales tax. And that's something that I just want. Let me be clear with that, because what I'm saying, I'm doing what they do, and I'm not going to do that, right? And what I mean by that is I'm saying that when they got the money, when are you talking about government, right? These monies are in different pots. So if you get money for one thing, you can't take that money and then use it for something else. Okay. That money was designated for that. That's the designated purpose of it. That's the way it should be used. That's the way it should be dispersed, whatever the case is. Okay. So when I say they got an extra $3 million, yeah, of course they got it, because they collected $41 million from the people of Georgetown County, or anybody that came in Georgetown County from 2014 to 2019. They put an extra penny on your whatever general merchandise you bought, and that contributed to that $41 million that was set aside, that was collected for 5 projects, because that's what they said to you, the taxpayer, that they were going to do with it. But again, they just raised your millage rate, doubled your millage rate in Georgetown County, because on the behest of the sheriff department, because he says he needs more officers. Okay, which I can't disagree with him, but it's just the way that they distribute this money, the way that is just, okay, well, we'll do that, and we'll spend $67 million over here, but we won't release the $3 million. And then again, money off of that is so many things that they did money with that you, the taxpayer, did not vote for. And now they're being called out on it. So now let's just do a delay tactic and try to keep it in court until it goes away, and then we'll find us a nice puppet, and then everything will be all quiet and peachy. These people do not care. On Tuesday, the Georgetown County Councilman Raymond Newton, of course, he's making motions over there, but has he made a motion to get the ambulance back into the town of Andrews? And I don't know how. It's got to be hate at this point. It's just got to be flat out. It's got to be hate. I don't know how people can actively advocate for their against themselves and not see it. Is it that blinding? I mean, it's okay for people in Andrews, supposed to be God-fearing people, no illegal activities going on when it comes to if not illegal, just no representation. Or they represent a small group. They don't represent the people. I heard the mayoral candidate said that the church, that the town, that his leadership, that the town, his church is going to be an extension to the church or something like that. Or somehow, that's not how you govern a town, sir. What if the people in the town don't go to your church? What if they have a different denomination? And then again, all these questions. Where does the mayor live? Okay, now we've solved that, you know what I mean? Because I went on the website, but now I still haven't found where the mayoral candidate lives. Now I know where he's staying at, but how long does he stay there? Does he stay in the church parsonage 24 hours a day, every day? You know what I mean? Does he own property in the town of Andrews? Okay, what if something happens and him and the church kind of part ways? Then what happens then? This is a serious thing, and it's just, serious questions. But anyway, and it was seconded by Councilman Clint Elliott. Of course, it was seconded by Clint Elliott. After the council voted unanimously, okay, to approve the funding for a new Georgetown County Detention Center. Not saying that they don't need it. I'm just wanting you guys to see where this is going. Now, I wonder if there's a plan in place, and somebody should be on top of this, to hire local. Not just because you're local, but you gotta be local and have some sort of skills. Is there something there that, because this is obviously going to drive money, drive work, and you know what I mean, for the construction of this new building. So how many of those dollars will be spent with how many of those dollars will go to citizens of Georgetown County? Just a you know what I mean? Just a little simple question. That's all he is. You know what I mean? I ain't asking no big one. I'm just asking a little simple one. I'm curious to know. $67 million. And the first person on there was Raymond Newton. Okay, and who is Raymond Newton? He represents Andrews, some other places too, but I should say he doesn't represent Andrews a little bit. So, but yeah, man, this is just one of them things where I just wanted to get some feedback, give myself some. I want to get some feedback from you guys. That's what I want. I want you guys to respond. I want to get some comments, but go ahead and do that because I'm about to get off of here now. We've done 40 minutes. Again, live this Friday on here. It's gonna be a live broadcast. It's gonna be something that you never seen before, but look forward to doing it again this Friday night. Y'all make sure y'all come out and check them jackets out. Go online, get your tickets. Pull it up on on somebody else's phone, scan it, go purchase the ticket. Don't do what I did, buy a ticket for the next week. But that means I already had a ticket for this week. But anyway, again, tomorrow night, Andrews versus Walkmore. Shout out to the Andrews High. I seen some pictures. I should have put them up, but I didn't have them to put up. But I seen the guys over at the elementary school today. I remember being in high school doing that, and that was big. That was very, very big. So shout out to the Andrews High School football players that went over to the elementary. And that's guys. I don't know if any players, if you're listening, man, that is big. That just kind of shows you how tight of a community that there is, man. These kids are watching you, and they, you know, do Friday night. Yes, so be ready to get in the booth, okay, Mr. Richardson. Is that your is that your middle name and your last name? What's wrong with your parents, man? Who was your parents? They gonna give you your last name and middle name, Mark Richardson. Yeah. So we got okay. Yep. It's going down. So be ready. All right. Anyway, guys, I appreciate your time, your attention, and I hope that something that I said tonight is of some benefit to you. Um, oh, you're right. Your parents are my grandparents. My bad. I'm talking about my grandma. Ain't nothing in the cup, y'all. Look at that. That's that green screen. Let's see. You one big joke, Wendell Alford. I'm one big joke, Mr. Wendell. Why am I a joke, Mr. Wendell? Please tell me why am I a joke? I'm interested in your opinion of me tonight, Mr. Wendell. Because I got on here just so that I could get your opinion. So please tell me why am I a big joke, Mr. Wendell Alford? Don't come on here and say nothing like that, Mr. Wendell Alford, and then not follow it up. Okay. Sound like you mad. That's what you sound like. Right? That's what it sounds like. Sound like you mad. That's what it sounds like. You might not be mad. I don't know. Let's see. Mr. Wendell. Mr. Wendell Alford. Wendell. Mr. Wendell, you don't have nothing else to say? There you go, right there. Okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see why you're mad. I can see it here now. I'm one big joke, but you up here at 10:15 watching me commenting on my page. So let's see. I see it. I see it. So you're gonna be quiet now? Hmm? You're not gonna say anything? Don't do that, Mr. Wendell. Cause you acting like one big punk now. Now come on back on here. Since you felt so compelled to tell me that I'm a big joke. Please come on. What I notice about people like you, when you don't agree with them, oh boy, then that real you comes out there. Oh, I see you're friends with Mr. Antonio Keglis. That's why you mad. Ah, that's why you mad. That is why you are mad. Are you a pervert too? You look like you might want to talk to a little kid too. You got that perv energy with you. You got perv energy with you. As a matter of fact, come on. I'm gonna show you. Let's joke tonight, pervy. You got that pervert energy with you. So let's see the joke. Let's see the joke. All right. So this is let me turn it down so y'all don't have to hear that. You look like a perv. Y'all better watch these old, because they run in packs. That's why he mad. You sit up here and watch this whole thing to tell me that you was a clown. I can't believe it. All right, let's get this on here. Mr. Wendell Ellis. I mean, Alford. I'm a joke. I'm a joke. I'm gonna show you joking right now. Right now, jokey. Jokey, jokey, jokey. I got a little jokey joke for you. I got some jokey jokes. I got some jokes for you. You got that pervert look in you. You look like you might be a pervert. You look like you might be a pervert. Are you mad because you are a pervert? Because your friends are perverts and you're mad because they're perverts. I didn't. Yay. Yay, 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 yay. He is mad. 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 And if I had a face like a pervert like you, I would be mad too. He looks like he might try something, so watch your little kitties. He looks like he might try something. Cause he gets on the internet, he watches this thing. That's them the type. They'll sit and watch a whole show and then figure out something that they don't like. I don't like the way he looks. Look how he sits up there and he thinks he's just all that and all that and all that. Just because you just figured out how to turn on a cell phone, you're mad at me? You should not be mad at me, sir. I did not do it to you. And just so you know, stop watching, you idiot. because I am going to do it like that. You's a coward. Okay. You're a coward. You are a coward. You're typical of most of these cowards who do what you do. Okay. So you and your perverted friends. Okay. Y'all probably talk junk about me. Yeah, he just yeah. So anyway. Anyway. And anyhow. Get this clown off the screen here. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.